What's up, everybody? Little quick short video for today. Some things that I've been seeing, some real disturbing things from the family. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people out here who want to be in denial about racism, white supremacy, and they say it don't exist. And what they realize is they playing right into the hands of the white supremacists. When you make excuses for the white supremacist, you reinforce his position. You're doing his bidding, no matter your motive. White supremacy is a real thing, and it's the system that we live under daily. So right now, without further ado, play a couple words by the great foundational Black American, Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. Somebody who's been around a long time, and he's been breaking these things down in the terms where anybody can understand. And he's an elder. He has the knowledge that begets the wisdom that brings forth understanding. You gotta have all three. It's like I'm noticing like the younger generation, even though in the beginning and in some cases all the way through, their heart is in the right place, but they come into so much knowledge so fast, and they think that that's the end of the road. They forget about the wisdom and understanding, and that's what you can get from an elder like Dr. Neely Fuller. That's why his teachings are going to be very, very prominent on this page from now on. You know what I mean? I might, no matter what I'm talking about, I can go to my great master teacher, Neely Fuller Jr., and come up with a scenario that fits, and I'll just build on top of that. But without further ado, here we go. I'll probably just let it run. I might stop it one or two times if I got something real important to say. But let's go.
It's important to just understand all of the things that the white supremacists do, because anything that you miss, and whatever you miss about the way they go about doing things, that's what's going to eventually trip you up. They already know that. I mean, the system of white supremacy is very, very, very finely tuned, like a smooth-running automobile engine. It's very fine-tuned, and they're always checking the...
So fine-tuned, and it runs so smooth, it's easy to forget that it's even there. Remember that.
That engine is running smoothly. If they hear any rattles or anything, I mean, they go and check on it immediately, because it's not supposed to happen. I mean, they want a smooth operation. And the refinement stage of white supremacy means they do it so smoothly that the average black person, the average non-white person will say, well, white supremacy, that doesn't exist. What's that fool talking about? What are these stupid people talking about some white supremacy? I do what I want to do. I go where I want to go. Nobody tell me what to do. You know, so then the white supremacists will look at that black person and say, that's exactly the way we want all of them to think. That we don't even exist. That everything, you know, that they're running.
That's exactly the way we want all of them to think. Did you hear that? That's a big point. While you running around talking about, well, it ain't white supremacy. Black people are their own worst enemy. Okay, when you black and you say something like that, that shows me that you haven't been through the 3 steps. You may have the knowledge of some statistics that will paint a picture that you misinterpret, because you don't have the wisdom or understanding to see through to the root of the problem. You never mentioned the conditions that were purposefully set by the white supremacists to give black people this particular psychosis that we have.
Everything, that black people run the world. That's the way we want them to think. That is the ultimate in the refinement stage of white supremacy. See, white supremacy goes through 4 stages. The first stage is establishment. I don't know when it was established. Some people say 600 years ago. Some people say 400 years. Some people say, no, 2,000 years. And there are other people, depending on what scholar you talk to, say, oh no, 6,000 years. That's when they really got established.
See, that's like the semantics battles that people have in the so-called conscious community and the debates and this and that. It don't matter when it is. It don't matter when it started. It's here, and it's on your ass, and it defines so much of your life. And the goal is to throw a monkey wrench into it and dig to the root of the problem and figure out solutions from there.
6,000 years ago. All right, that's a long time. Now, I say I don't know, but I do know that they are in business now, the biggest business on earth. No business is bigger than that, the system of white supremacy.
Okay.
So I'm saying, I don't know when it's established, but it was established. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's where one. And then the second stage is maintenance. Just like anything that you start, you want to maintain it. You want to go around, you know, you put together an aircraft or something like that. You come around and check, or you put together an air conditioning system or a plumbing system. You come and check it every now and then, see if it's running smoothly. That's what you call maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that everything's in place.
He talking about the system of white supremacy and how they check it, change it, revise. If it's too much pressure over here, you know what I mean, they'll find a way to alleviate the pressure on the other side. And right now, the conscious community, I swear to God, I hate that fucking phrase, and I'm gonna stop using it. But right now, the conscious community is going through maintenance, more like an overhaul. Right now, the job is to get rid of the chaff and collect the wheat and move forward. That's where we at right now.
And then expansion is when you take in more people. The expansion.
That's the third stage?
Supremacy. And there's more people on the planet now than there was, say, 10,000 years ago or 200 years ago. More people on the planet.
The expansion stage is when white supremacy began to colonize the world. You know what I mean? They was expanding, and it expanded to all of the non-white people of the world. And in that process of expansion, it's crazy, but they pick up non-white allies to help with the expansion and help with the division, which is the key factor to controlling from the minority.
And most of them are non-white. So you're getting more and more people, you know, as your capital, you might say, in your business. You'll get taking in more and more slaves because they're being born. More people are being born all the time, and they're being born in your prison. All right, that makes your prison expand. All right, you make more room for them in your prison. Okay, and then the last stage, and this is the stage they want to stay in, refinement. You make your prison look like it's not a prison.
Okay.
Where the prisoners are concerned.
That's right.
Now you've got a smooth operation situation.
Okay.
All right, where you have people walking around saying, nobody tells me what to do. I'm my own man. I'm 21 years old. I'm grown. All right, I ain't no child. I mean, you know, I go and do what I please when I please.
White supremacy keeps black men in particular in a perpetual state of childhood. The beginning of Baby Boy was very deep, like the things that we call ourselves and the words we use have impact and power. White supremacy, that's why the white supremacist's favorite word was boy for black men, because that's how he see you and that's how he want to keep you.
With, you know, whatever I please, and have the non-white females doing the same thing.
Okay.
That's the perfect situation for a prison master.
Okay, let me get this straight. Establishment, maintenance, expansion, and refinement.
Establishment, maintenance, expansion, and refinement.
Okay.
Now, they're trying to say refinement stage. But, you know, a lot of black people are saying, wait a minute, we're in a system of racism. You can't fool me about that.
A lot, not enough. A lot, but not enough.
You know, hey, racism does exist.
Okay.
Racism is real.
Racism,
Now, you got a whole lot of black people who are saying that now.
Okay.
Not all over the world. Not near as many as should be. Nowhere near as many.
Okay.
But you have a substantial number.
And equally as important, in my opinion, only my opinion, I'm sitting at the feet of the master right now, but it's too many people in denial, and not only just in denial in their own mind, they speaking out about it for butter biscuits.
Now that disturbs the white supremacist business. Because in the refinement stage, you're not supposed to be aware that there is such a thing as racism.
Correct.
All right, it's supposed to be so smooth, so they're arguing among themselves now. The white supremacists are.
Okay.
And see, I mean, I told you to keep this thing in the refinement stage. Now you've got others that are saying, no, it's kind of getting out of hand. We got to start using the hammer and the fist. We got to start gunning them down, like we did in those days. We got to be right in their face 24 hours a day.
Okay.
They said, yeah, that'll work for a little while, but all that'll do is stir them up. You don't want to stir them up.
See, if you can walk with me for a second, like every time they accelerate the activity, it does bring more people to our side. Some people ain't gonna move till they get hit.
You don't want to woke them up. Let these Negroes sleep on. Don't woke them up. Let them sleep on. All right, keep them asleep.
Okay.
Refinement stage. That way you can lay down and go to sleep, and they'll be waiting on you hand and foot, thinking that they're serving each other, thinking that they're serving themselves. That's what you want, a slave-running machine.
All right.
There is a system of white supremacy, which is racism.
That's right.
Which is designed to do what? Dominate and mistreat people of color. Anybody who is classified as black.
And I'll add on right there, white supremacy. Don't ask you, are you an indigenous Negro? Are you a Negro from Africa? Are you from the islands? Are you from Africa? It don't matter. We give ourselves all these different classifications, and that proves the refinement state of white supremacy, because they don't even have to divide us. We divide on our own due to the lack of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the conditions that he purposely set up for us to fucking fail.
Brown, red, yellow, tan, beige. Has a little bit of color in his or her skin, or somebody said that they did. Even if a person looks white, but they say that, well, you got a great grandmother that had some color. All right. Oh, okay. Well, they're in the mistreatment category, right? Yep. Those are the people that you're supposed to mistreat, because they got color in their skin. You know, if they got color in their skin, they're supposed to be mistreated. I mean, you know, something's out of order. They're not being mistreated now. You got to mistreat those people that's got color.
They look at us as one, and we'll never be able to push back until we look at ourselves as one. I'm about anti-division on my side and throwing a monkey wrench in white supremacy. Personally, everybody need to be on code doing that.
In their skin. Well, why is that? You know, because I said so. Is that the reason? Yeah. That's all it took.
That's all it took. Wow.
And there's a lot of benefits that go with.
That's the true law in this country and in this world to a certain extent. The law is white supremacy, otherwise known as I'm white and I say so.
See? There's a lot of benefits that go with that. Mistreating people based on color, having a whole category of people, black, brown, red, yellow, tan, beige, just have some color in their skin, and you can do anything you want to with that person, and nobody's supposed to say anything about it. Isn't that a wonderful proposition? Have somebody wait on you hand and foot, do whatever you say do, think the way you want them to think, on account of the color of their skin. Don't you think that that's a wonderful thing to have when you've got millions of people like that, right there at your beck and call? Ain't that wonderful? Yeah, well, but that, you know, that sounds like that ain't right. Well, we're not talking about right and wrong now. We're talking about what's convenient. Oh, well, it is.
At the end of the day, we seek justice. Not right and wrong, but justice.
Convenient? Well, then, that's all we need to think about. What's convenient? All right? I mean, that's natural. That's normal. People like to do what's convenient, and racism is convenient for any person classified as white. All right? End of story. Period. And so the average white person takes a look at that and say, well, what if we didn't have racism? Then that means you don't have a category of people that you can mistreat and get away with. Do anything you want to with. Use any kind of way you want to. To pay them.
Anytime it's true competition and we're able to compete on an even playing field, which is very, very hard to find an even playing field within white supremacy. But every time we find that even playing field, we win. Sports is one of the few things where it comes down to who's better. Can this man defeat that man? Now, they rig it to a certain extent, but when they plan to win, they're going to go with the best player, no matter the color. That's one of the few areas where we compete on an even playing field.
Don't pay them at all. I mean, you know, you going to give that up? Give it up for what? What are you going to have if you give it up? Well, you got a point there. Yeah, I'll go with racism. So the average white person has every incentive to be a racist.
I see. Okay.
That's the bottom line.
See, that's why asking will never do anything. We've been asking. We gotta make demands with consequences behind not meeting the demands. That's what we gonna do. And so this is gonna be the new defined direction of my channel. Even though it always was, this is a reset, and I will be on it from now on. So this is your host until the next post.